นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมพุทธายะนะโมธัมมายะนะโมสังฆายะ Like to say hello to all of you. Let me mute this. Okay. Um, so I wanted to welcome a lot of followers on Instagram. I don't think I'm missing any other social media. Xin chào hết tất cả vòng quanh thế giới. Um, you all know that those monks who were walking from Texas to DC gave a lot of awareness towards Buddhism. And so for some reason, my Facebook red account, which is primary account, like blew up. 3,000 additional followers on Facebook. And then, of course, Instagram has been blowing up tremendously also, too. So I wanted to take this time to welcome all of the new followers across all social media and give you all an update about what has been happening. Let me grab this other phone because we all know with all the live that it only keeps for 30 days on anything that is recorded live is only kept for 30 days on Facebook, and then it will automatically delete. That's why there's so many so many social media stuff that I have going on as backup. Okay, that's that. Let me put this over here. So as you all are aware, that today welcoming new followers on Facebook and everything else, I have been back from Taiwan, back from Thailand, back from Vietnam. I've been back for I think a month now. And as I am back, I just wanted to be back for a short time. However, a lot of immigration cases have gotten my attention, so I am working those immigration cases a lot within the Vietnamese community. And so I hope to travel again, but I'm not sure how the frequency of the cases will spike the way that things have been going on. I did receive 500 initial fundings to go to Minneapolis. However, that's not a good budget to go to Minneapolis for 1 week. I wanted to go and advocate for peace in Minneapolis. I figured that this is the time, where Buddhist monks have the greatest opportunity to expand and promote Buddhism by and through the walk of peace, by and through social advocation. Social advocation. It felt like to me that we were kind of like hidden, not glowing, not uniform for a while. And now that all of us are here, with the venerable monks that are walking, everything just happened the way that is happening, with thousands and thousands and thousands of people looking into the priority of peace. The funny part is, I spoke about the priority of peace for the longest time ever, right? For the longest time ever. And everything that Venerable Panyakara is talking about now, I've said that since the dawn of time, dating back 8 years when I went live as a young monk. So when you compare and contrast what I said 8 years ago on all of my social media, Facebook and YouTube, you realize that all of us have the same similar training as Dharma teacher. And so it's a great joy, you know, I mean, this is all good for everyone that is involved worldwide, um, getting into Buddhism. Today, I wanted to make uh, a good impact by through my talk of encouraging people having to do the work and the effort. Buddhism emphasizes effort. It's the path to peace. There is a science behind the peace that you want to achieve. Now, you all are free to choose any teacher that you like. If you choose to be in this program, in my program, School of Jidao, number one, by through the counseling session, you all will have to go through the cognitive behavior therapy book, of which the title of the book is not very encouraging, right? Because it says cognitive behavior therapy for dummies by Wilson and Branch. So I understand the science of learning, and when a teacher prescribes such book, one probably thinks that one is not smart enough. That's why one has to read this book called Dummies. But all the Dummies book are actually really good. I do see a sharp retention issue in regards to after prescribing the book. A lot of people tend not to follow through. So I would invite all of you to think carefully. What does peace mean to you and how you're going to get there? Because, my job is to try to find the fastest, quickest, and easiest way for all of you to get to peace effectively, long-lasting peace, under definition of peace and under a definition of Buddhism's definition of peace. You have to do the work. All of these monks that are walking, all of these monks around the world, through different uniforms, through the three schools of Buddhism, all of us had to do our work. We had to put in the effort in order to alleviate our own suffering. The problem in America is that you guys have been conditioned to want fast, rapid results like taking a pill. There's a book called Buddha Pill. And I wish I can prescribe you all a Buddha pill, of which you just take this pill and you're magically at peace, long-lasting peace, and and you see reality as it is, seeing things as they are, seeing the three marks of existence. You are aware of the hindrances. You are aware of the 7 factors of enlightenment. But no, not going to happen. So I encourage all of my new followers is that, yes, the idea of peace looks awesome. The idea of a monk is awesome. A lot of ideas are awesome, but you have to put in the effort. You have to trust the teacher and trust the process. I am particularly proud of some of the students who are putting in forth the effort, who is checking in with me, who are taking handwritten notes. I have, at the time of this talk, people who are disabled, who have learning disabilities, issues, diagnosis, new diagnosis, that are putting in great forth the effort. And so, again, trying to keep it real with all of you. You have to keep a journal. You have to go through the CBT program if we identify that there is depression or anxiety in your life, or anything that costs you peace, and anything that is within the mental health arena that is of clinical concern. Because if we don't go through the steps that I am suggesting, and you just want to go straight to Buddhism, because eventually you study Buddhism and eventually you're going to get to meditation, the question becomes, how are you going to meditate effectively if you are not at peace? If truly there are things that is brewing in your heart from the past, and you have excessive anxiety of the future, right? The question is, how do you still your mind when all of this is just boiling, sitting in the background on your shelves? So I invite all of you to really think about that. It's like, yeah, well, he makes a lot of sense, and this is how I got to where I am today, because I went through the CBT. Again, CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, every therapist has to know it. Every doctor has to know it. Every doctor has to be trained in it. Every therapist has to be trained in it. Essentially, I am teaching all of you to be your own therapist. I'm teaching you all to be your own doctor. Philosophy says if you're not your own doctor, you are a fool. Okay. And so I want everyone to be wiser and kinder, more relaxed, more intelligent as we progress on forward. This is what we call Buddhist intelligence, a term that I coined for all of you to really look at your own intelligence and how you can apply that to the right reason, the right path, at the right time in your life. A lot of people use their intelligence for the wrong reason. A lot of people use their intelligence, for example, gambling, selling drugs, shortcuts, cheating in school. They use intelligence for the wrong, committing crimes, committing intellectual crimes. And the question is, yeah, well, how far is that going to last, and how far is that going to get a person from point A to point B? Okay. In essence, we're going through the manual steps and process in Buddhism to get you towards long-lasting peace. So this is just the surface level of what it is. For those who are intermediate and advanced, we go into the stages of enlightenment, the 4 stages of enlightenment, and we go into vipassana meditation, right? That's the goal, the towards the end goal of it. You have beginners, you have intermediate, and then you have advanced level practitioner. And it may take anywhere from months to years for you to advance through these stages by and through my eyes, by through the how I gauge and how I tell you, hey, I think you're ready for the next book. I think you're ready for the next assignment. Okay, you have to demonstrate that effectively by and through this or any good qualifying experienced teacher. Give me 1 second as I need to make another TikTok here. The TikTok's only 10 minutes. This is part 2 for TikTok, 10-minute recording. Welcoming new followers and talking about how people have to put in the effort in journaling, cognitive behavior therapy program, and then eventually studying the 4 Noble Truths, Vipassana meditation. So, this path requires all of you to check in with me and to be intimate with me. And the definition of intimate is to confront in the presence of another. This path also requires all of you to put forth in the effort. And one of the things that I say in part of our conversation is, how are you going to invest into this education? I am now telling people to treat this like a college course. And with any college course, do you not have to pay? Yes, you do have to pay. Okay, do you have to pay me? No, you don't, because I teach for free. Okay, I teach for free. But you have to figure out how you're going to invest and keep yourself engaged and responsible for this educational endeavor with me. Now, typically I have students that send in 30, 40 bucks a week, whatever. 30, 40 bucks a week, whatever. Okay, I don't care about the money. The money goes to the monastic training program, all of the monks that is under my care in Sri Lanka, which anyone who's been following me for years can see that through the TikTok. I document everything that I do so that people can see very uniformly, what I do, why I do it, who's benefiting from all of this. And essentially, I'm training these monks to do exactly what I'm doing. Because right now in America, there's only one monk that is doing this, and that's me. I mean, I haven't came across any other monk that says, hey, I'm merging Buddhist philosophy and Western psychology. I haven't come across a monk that has at least 4 years of college in psychology that's doing. I just haven't come across anyone that's doing what I'm doing. I'm not here to toot my own horn. It's not about me. It's about you guys. It's also about the one and only practitioner who is doing this type of work. Or if they're qualified to do this, they probably don't want to do it because, when you touch psychology, it touches liability. And a monk has to really be really, really skillful to dance this dance in people's minds. Because the good, the bad, and the ugly lies in in anyone's mind, right? The discovery of that, the tracking of that, and how we use 84,000 teachings to tame the wild beast of the mind in each human's mind. So, um, again, I want everyone to take this into consideration. I don't want it to be a surprise as we're talking. Okay, you got to put in the effort, you got to journal, you got to read, you have to do research, you have to cite your research. And I'm pretty chill. I'm not like one of those teachers that's like, oh, wow, you're doing this wrong. No, it's like we make a judgment and we come along. It's fun, it's enthusiastic. You know, this journey is meant to be fun. I would hope to strike all of you because you follow me that I'm a fun teacher, that you follow me that you deem that I am easy to get along with, that you deem that I'm easy to reach out to. And I am. I mean, I put my phone number out for the entire world to call me. So that's why at the time of this talk, it's like 11 o'clock, almost 11 o'clock at night. Typically, when I have these type of live talks, it's at night because during the day I'm taking a tremendous amount of phone calls coming in. Again, you don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste the teacher's time. You don't want to, if you want to start something, you need to have the determination to finish it and follow through with it. And that's what I'm trying to say. I have very limited time with all of you. Very limited time with all of you. So number one, invest into your education. Number two, make dana, practice generosity, because that means giving. And if you have the financial means, then give back to Buddhism and its representatives. Because eventually, here's what's happening. You're wanting to learn how to meditate, so we need to, apply the CBT. Eventually, you're wanting to eradicate the three poisons that the Buddha said all of us have: greed, anger, ignorance. Okay. So on the ignorance part, that's my job, okay, to make sure that you understand the Four Noble Truths effectively. When it comes to greed, how do we get rid of greed? Well, you need to give more and take less, right? Because your whole life, if you haven't learned to give and just take, this is an individualistic society, individualism in America, capitalist America, where we just take, and we just hoard, and we just buy a bunch of stuff and we stack them, and then that's our definition of peace and happiness. Wrong. The more you have, the more you have to lose. The more you have, the more you worry, okay? Because you're afraid that you're going to lose it one day. So give. Give to Salvation Army, give to Goodwill, give. And when you have a little bit of money, give also so that you accumulate good merit and good karma. And if you think I'm lying to you, take this video and shoot it to any Theravadan teacher and they will agree and concur with what I'm saying. Okay? I have remained holy for 10 straight consecutive years. That's what the term Ajahn means. One who keeps perfect precept for at least 10 years. And part of that is not asking for money. Okay? But you need to invest into your education. Period. End of story. I make that uniform now, and it'll be part of our conversation moving forward. Anyone who's interested in more about that, you can put updated counseling policy on YouTube, and that policy was implemented 2024, I believe, so that everyone do the work and see you yourself flourish, see the results blooming right in front of you. And part of keeping track of that progress is keeping the journal. So essentially, when you think about everything that I'm saying here, is we're going back in time of pencil and paper, pen and paper. It is exactly the primitive days that you will achieve peace. It's the primitive, simplistic days where we're going to do this together, and you're going to see, wow. Venerable Banyakara, the man that is leading the peace walk, he's telling everyone in the very beginning, write it down, right? Today's going to be my peaceful day. What did Venerable Chidao told you all 8 years ago? Write it down. Write it down. Write down your thoughts, feelings, and action. Keep track, frequency, recency of everything like that. Isn't that funny? Do you guys find that funny? 10 years later, okay, more than 10 years later, now comes a senior monk, 44 years old, walking, and then telling you all to write it down. Do you see how our training is pretty much the same? Our recommendation and advice is pretty much the same, right? So just for those who thought that, Jidao is making it difficult, Jidao doesn't know what he's talking about, well, there you have it. The proof is right there. So I look forward to talking with all of you. Reach out to me. My phone number is across my social media for counseling. I like to know. Oh man, Orange account. Mm. I like to know some basic background about you. Name, age, where you're from, educational background, what you do for work, homeschool balance, if you have siblings, family, pretty much things that you want me to know about you. Because I'm trying to paint this picture of John Doe, Jane Doe, you know, um, 25 years old, nursing student, husband, two kids, get along with mom, don't get along with mom, hates dad, don't get along. I just got to know these things. So that I put like a small profile together in my head to meet you where you're at in life. Like again, there are hundreds of you guys, hundreds and thousands of you guys, and so I'm gonna need to like know a lot of things that you feel comfortable sharing with me. What you tell me is confidential. What you tell me, I follow the same rules and guidelines as any therapists and counselors, LMHC, LCSW out there. As I am working towards my LCSW now, my master's in social work. So, um, and then get a pen and piece of paper out, and I will, if after I comprehensively understand where you're coming from, who you are, I will essentially, one of two things: the CBT book, or we're going to go into Buddhism or the life of Buddha. That's going to require you to write it down, take notes. You're going to report back to me 3 to 4 days after we talk, so that I can see what the research you've done, the effort that you have put in so far. um, and then the setup is going to be checking in with me at least once a week, so that way we're on point. We have this momentum that we're on point, so that you don't kind of fall off um, what you've started. Again, commit to it, commitment, dedication towards this path, and eventually you will see fruition. You got to put in the effort. I wish you can just sit there and pray to Buddha, dear Buddha, I just want peace, and then he gives it to you. Not gonna happen. I wish you can just sit there and pray to Buddha, dear Buddha, I just want peace, and then he gives it to you. Not gonna happen. This is part 2 for TikTok. Okay. So, given said that, I wanted to publish this video live across all of my social media platforms and welcome all of my new followers. And also, please take this into consideration. Have a conversation with yourself. You know, uh, we teachers, we Therabody teachers, love having new followers. We love helping people. But again, we emphasize that it is not fantasy land in Buddhism. It is like going to the gym. You have to put in the effort. Just like, you know what I mean? You can't. A lot of people, right? A lot of people, for example, who are dealing with obesity, wants phentamine, or they want a quick fix pill and stuff like that. But it has side effects to it. Rather than getting your exercise, eating right, making lifestyle adjustments. So again, Buddhism is exactly that, but for your mind. You know, if you take antidepressant, for example, SSRI, it's like, how long are you going to take that until they're out of medication, or it costs a bunch of money? Do you not want to uproot your problem once and for all, or do you want to just treat the symptoms and not the cause? So, and my job is to help people uproot the cause of what's costing you peace. Because that's just my thing. So I hope you all take that into consideration. I'll expand more on it on another day. But right now, I just wanted to publish this out there. My blessings to all of you. I look forward to doing this thing in Minnesota, Minneapolis. But again, we're going to need your help for that. Those who are interested in making contributions can visit the link tree. Because right now, I've only received 500. A week in Minneapolis is going to cost more than 500. Under 227 rules that I follow, I cannot ask you for money. I can only ask you for a cup of water. So it's by and through the intelligence of people that makes the donations that will make it happen. If not, that funding will be channeled through the monastic training program and or the other programs catering to teen suicide. So my blessings to all of you. May all be well, be happy, be free, and always be healthy. Satu, satu, satu.